Alright, so if you look on this first sheet, our overview, day 1 lesson. What is a scatter plot? So right now, our goal is we want to learn today what a scatter plot is, and to be honest, how do we create a scatter plot? It's a fairly easy concept. Alright, you should be looking at yours. The cover of yours says Chapter 6, Scatterplots. Learning goal, I can use scatterplots to describe patterns and relationships between two quantities. That's what we're going to do this whole chapter. Today our goal is I can identify and create a scatterplot. Your first page should look like this at the top. It says, what is a scatterplot? Everyone open up that first fold. We're on there? Alright, it says, a scatterplot is we are going to write in here, it is a graph. That shows the relationship Make sure you have your pencil tomorrow, Ricky, otherwise you'll be marked. Between two data sets, the two sets of data are graphed as ordered pairs. In a coordinate plane. Alright, so making sure we understand what this is talking about. A scatter plot is going to be a graph. Our graph is going to show how two pieces of data are related, such as how many minutes I studying for my test and what my test score is. I want to see is there a relationship between studying and my test score. Okay, we'll find that out. And they are coordinate points. Do you guys see how there's 4 graphs underneath on your picture or on your paper? There's 4 graphs with a bunch of dots on it, correct? What is different about those 4 graphs compared to what we did last semester? Remember last semester we were drawing those graphs? What looks different between this and last semester, Charles? Yeah, they're scattered, right? The points are scattered all over. Last semester we worked on linear graphs. Linear means a line, a straight line. All our points came in a straight line, and we were able to draw a line that went through every single point. And it was linear because it had a constant. There was a rule. Like 5x. If you buy one toy at the toy store, it costs $5 at the 5 and below. If you buy 2 $5 toys, it's going to cost you $10. It had that constant. In real life, do we always have that? No. If we talk about height and weight, typically, the taller you are, the more you're supposed to weigh. Does that always hold true? Now, if you're a sissel, you were short and stout. We're not very tall, but we weigh a lot. My brother-in-law, he's taller than me, but I outweigh him. Is that always true? I got a friend that he's really tall and he weighs a lot. So, coordinate or scatter plots are going to show us how our data might not always be exact. It's all over the place, but we're going to see if there's a trend. And that's going to be our overall goal here. If you look at your graph, all those little points, every one of those dots is an ordered pair. So one of those dots, if we were talking about height and weight, and I said height on the x-axis and weight going up and down, one of the coordinate points was for how tall you were and how much you weighed. And that coordinate point was your x and y coordinate. Okay? Go ahead We're not going to do anything else with that vocabulary page. Turn the page so you see graphing scatter plots. Ordered pairs. Alright. Your next page should say steps to make a scatter plot. We are not going to finish all this and get to your homework assignment tonight. That's okay. We'll finish it up. So your only homework assignment for tonight is going to be building these in your own. But steps to make a scatter plot. There's 4 steps you have to do. We are only going to work on 3 of them. First step is determining the scale on an X and Y axis. You remember last quarter when we were making our graphs and we said, okay, they're going to go 2, 4, 6, 8 up on the Y axis or something? That's your scale. Your scale is telling you how many it's always jumping from line to line, and it has to be consistent. So to determine that scale, here, A through F are all the steps. They're listed for you. When you guys do your homework every night, use this foldable. Everything you need to know is in your foldable. If you're confused on how to do something, we tell you all the steps. Just do them step by step. But we're going to work on this one. If you look on the page right below, it's the pink one. It's the same flap. It says practice graphing. Use the table to make a scatter plot. We're going to do it together. On the left, I see a table of information. I went and collected data. I didn't really collect this. I just got this from the workbook. But we could say, we could do this in real life. I've done this for like part of my study when I did my specialist. You got to collect data. I have 2 sets of data I'm comparing. Absences, so how many days you are gone, and final grade. We're wanting to see, is there any relationship between if I miss school and what my final grade will be? Real quick, what do you guys think? Without even looking at data, what do you think? Is there a relationship if I miss school, my grade will be lower?
Yes.
No. Okay, so that's good. Your guess, not always though. So that might be what happens in our scatter plot. But it's kind of nice. We kind of know what the data should do. So when I'm doing this, and I'm graphing this, I should look at it and be like, does this make sense? So that's something always good to do. Here's the first thing we're going to look at. Here's my table. We have to identify which one is my X coordinate and which one's my Y coordinate. Typically, you put your first one as X and your second one as Y. To be honest, would it make a huge difference if I switched them around? No. It's okay. My data would still be in the same relationship. Now, what I'm going to do first is, this is my x-axis along the bottom. Count the lines. How many of these lines right here do I have? 12. Good. If I look at my absences, I have to figure out the scale. What is my largest number? Natalie?
10.
Okay, my largest is 10. And my smallest is?
0.
Okay, so if I'm going between 0 and 10, I wrote it 0. If I'm going between 0 and 10, can I count by ones?
Yeah.
And have enough room to get them all in there? Yeah. So I'm actually done with that set. I don't have to change my scale. My scale can go by ones. The very first corner is your origin. That's always going to be 0. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I remember when I was in school, we had a math teacher that told us, make sure you write your number in the middle of that line. Because if you put it between 2 lines, as a mathematician, we don't know where you're talking. You're not being precise. Ricky? Okay, so you're already thinking about my scale to the side, right? And we're going to help you. Ricky's already trying to look ahead. He's saying my scale going up on my y-axis could be 10. He's right. It could be. But we're going to show you why we followed this one. Find the range. And this is, we're going to stop on A. We're just going to do A. Range of any data means your largest value minus your smallest value. So let's look at our final grade. What was my highest grade we had? 95. Thank you, Mike. What's my lowest score? 65. So I'm going to do my work right here. I'm going to say 95 minus 65 equals 30. That is my range. Range of data. What that means is, hey, what's the difference between your data points from your highest score to your lowest score? We actually use that in teaching. I give you guys a test. I find out what's the range. Where's my score? Like, did my class know the information? Wow, some people got 100 and some people got a 7. I have a big range. Did my whole class know the information well? We had a big range. We had a gap. We're going to stop with that part. Tomorrow, we're going to pick up. So what is your homework? To get a completion grade. Your homework is completion grade. I'm grading you every single day. What do you have to do tomorrow to get the completion grade? Rowan?
You have to glue in your note.
What am I gluing in my notebook? I have 2 things.
Oh, your notebook and your homework sheet.
Okay, before tomorrow, set up your notebook, glue in this overview, and glue in your foldable. That's it.